It's late, and I'm so hungry. It's late, and I'm so hungry. The moon glows bright, and it's late at night, and I need something delicious to make me feel right, 'cause it's late. Embers, always open, so you can have whatever you want, whenever you want it. Embers, good food at an honest price.
This corner Bob for Minnesota's only real truck center, Southdale Ford. Over $3 million of new and used truck inventory. Broncos, Rangers, pickups, 2- and 4-wheel drives, plus conversion vans. Even this Grand Prix Royale conversion van. The price, $14,988. That's right, $14,988 and 0 down delivers. Southdale Ford, open every night till 10, 835-5555.
An Inver Grove Heights landfill is the latest hope for the family of Louise Johnson. Members say they're sure she's still alive.
WCCO Television presents Mike Walcher, Debbie Fabian, Matt Balow, and Ralph John Fritz. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. New efforts today to find a missing Arden Hills woman turned up empty-handed.
Today, sheriff's deputies searched a landfill for clues to the disappearance of Louise Johnson. She's been missing for 5 days now. Investigators believe she may have been the victim of foul play. The number of people helping with that search seems to be growing each day, as Jeff Kelly reports.
Kelly could go, like, say, parallel with Dale Street. You know what I'm saying, Willie?
They searched for hours today looking for any trace of Louise Johnson. Her family and friends scoured the woods near the Roselawn Cemetery and handed out thousands of flyers at nearby stores. About 40 people joined in, still hoping for the best.
Until we hear anything different, my mother's still alive. I'm absolutely hopeful.
Johnson disappeared late Monday afternoon, soon after she stopped to buy some groceries for a 4th of July picnic. Her car was found near the Rainbow Food Store in Roseville. Her purse was found in a dumpster 5 miles away. Family members turned up no new clues today, but some say it's efforts like this that keep them going.
You know, it's the only thing we got right now is people that are pitching and people bringing food and going out, staying at the church and praying. Everything helps.
Meanwhile, in Inver Grove Heights, investigators spent much of the day picking through trash at a landfill. They say they were looking for something that a garbage collector spotted as he was going about his work, something that could possibly be connected to the case. After 6 hours of searching, they too came up empty-handed. But they say they'll keep working the case hard until they know what happened to Louise Johnson. Jeff Kelly, WCCO Television News, Roseville.
Louise Johnson is 5 feet 4 inches tall. She weighs about 115 pounds with silver hair. She was last seen wearing white slacks and a white T-shirt with pink and green on it. Now, if you have any information about Louise Johnson, please contact the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department.
The FBI has arrested a man accused of 8 armed robberies in the Twin Cities area. Robert Allen Rustin was wanted by the FBI, Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, and the Minneapolis Police for armed robbery and attempted murder. He was arrested yesterday afternoon in Martinez, California, and is in a jail there waiting to be extradited. Rustin is accused of shooting a patron while robbing a Twin Cities bar.
A fight overnight on the east side of St. Paul led to the shooting of a 20-year-old man. Authorities say that Brian Hoffman is in critical condition now at St. Paul Ramsey Medical Center. He has chest wounds. Hoffman was shot after a fight in the 900 block of Margaret Street on the east side. Police say they have a suspect they're looking for. They have not yet arrested him. Union members from around the area were out picketing at the Twin Cities Airport today to show their support for striking Eastern Airlines employees. Even though Eastern does not have a lot of flights in and out of the Twin Cities, union members here say the fight between Eastern and its employees is a fight against all labor unions, especially in light of recent cutbacks by many companies.
There's enough wealth in this country, but unfortunately it's all going one direction, you know, and now Lorenzo, you know, you can see what he's been doing to Eastern, and I may not be a machinist, but, you know, I'm with them. They got a legitimate fight. There's no doubt about it.
Eastern has resumed partial service with new employees and others who have crossed the picket lines.
The newest planes in the Northwest Airlines fleet have been grounded after only a few days of flying. The first 2 Airbuses have stalled during runway taxiing, so they've been grounded until the manufacturer can figure out what's wrong. Northwest has options to buy 100 of the European-built planes. They are supposed to be the backbone of the Northwest domestic fleet, but the first 2 are now in the repair shop. A 2-alarm fire in Minneapolis did quite a bit of damage this afternoon. Firefighters were called to 936 15th Avenue South just after 3 today. There was no one home at the 2-story house and no one was hurt. The fire apparently started upstairs and did most of its damage to the inside of the home. A gas explosion at a vacant house on Glenwood Avenue in Minneapolis resulted in about $45,000 worth of damage today. Arson investigators say they're not sure what caused the explosion, which blew out the front and side windows of the house. There were no injuries in that explosion.
6 p.m. report will be right back with the story of thousands of rubber duckies swimming down the Mississippi. We'll explain that next.
New Deli Select from Hillshire Farm. Deli Select is lean cuts of premium meats.
It's fresh.
Deli Select is deli sliced thin. And deli packed for fresh taste.
It's fresh.
Deli Select looks fresh and tastes fresh. Deli sliced, deli packed. New Deli Select from Hillshire Farm.
It's fresh.
Let's compare apples to apples. They may look the same, but there is a difference. The same is true of rain gutters. Only Plastmo and K-Snap vinyl rain gutters are designed for self-cleaning and smooth water flow. Every joint is glued to prevent leaking. And when you're faced with harsh weather, Plastmo and K-Snap gutters are durable where others fail. Our 25-year warranty proves it. Only Plastmo and K-Snap stand up year after year any way you slice it. For the dealer nearest you, check the yellow pages or call toll-free.
What's for me and all my Disneyland pals?
Saturday, July 15th.
Spread the word.
Sweet, sexy,
Sharp as a bird. The Pat Sajak Show is a winner.
You are a winner, isn't he?
You think of him, you know you're going to have a good time.
I never thought a talk show could be so unpredictable. The guests really opened up to him.
My secret is good booze and bad women.
It all adds together to a great show. Definitely.
University of Minnesota President Niels Husselmo says that his bladder infection is improving. He plans to be out of the hospital by tomorrow night. Husselmo has been in the university hospital since Wednesday when he had a fever of 103. Husselmo says the infection acted up when he stopped taking medication for bronchitis. He expects to return to the job by the middle of next week. The condition of a Kenyan boy who was attacked by a wolf has been upgraded from critical to serious. 5-year-old Peter Lemke was attacked last week by a wolf that was being kept as a pet. He spent 10 hours in surgery at St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester. Kenyan residents have now set up a fund to help with Peter Lemke's medical expenses. It's in care of the Security State Bank of Kenya. It's at Box G, and the zip code there is 55946.
In Como Park this afternoon, the St. Paul Neighborhood Energy Consortium threw an afternoon-long thank you party. It was an ice cream social, complete with magic show, puppet play, and, of course, ice cream. The city of St. Paul and Ramsey County co-sponsored the bash to show appreciation to citizens who pitch in and help the area's recycling efforts. They especially wanted to thank block coordinators who post lawn signs each week to remind neighbors to recycle. Well, things were just ducky on the Mississippi River near River Place today. Once they got these ducks out of water, into the water, that is, 25,000 rubber ducks were entered into the charity fundraiser called the Great Minnesota Duck Race, or is that Ducky Race? People adopted the rubber duckies for $5 each and got the chance to win a new car or a vacation. The event is expected to raise $100,000 for the Children's Miracle Network. And that charity supports research and medical services in 160 children's hospitals in the United States and Canada, including 3 hospitals in the Twin Cities.
A group of heart transplant patients and their families had a picnic at White Bear Lake today. It gave them a chance to look back at the pain they have all gone through and look forward to the goals they now get a chance to accomplish. Darian Ward reports.
Hazel Hermson considers herself independent, self-sufficient, and for the most part in control of her life. Her bout with heart disease left her lonely and angry at a time when she was already suffering.
My husband passed away a year and a half after I was diagnosed. And that was pretty hard. He made me very angry to think that he left me to deal with this situation by myself, but I never been by myself. The rest of the people have picked up and carried me through this.
Hazel says her weekly support group was the lifeline that carried her through almost 22 months of waiting for a new heart.
Then, of course, when I got my call and went in, I mean, it was like Grand Central Station at that hospital. Everybody was there. So it's just been the most marvelous experience I think I'll ever have, because I've got a second lease on life.
Jim Persk has had his new heart for almost 6 months. Experimental drugs to correct a heart murmur didn't work.
So I've been through 3 major surgeries, 14 times in the hospital last year, and I'm sure it's up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
On the average, the cost of a transplant and medication is $100,000 the first year and $20,000 to $40,000 for follow-up visits. Fortunately, insurance covers most costs.
All of the recipients here say they're alive today because of 2 factors. First, their donors signed the back of a driver's license indicating they were willing to help. And then the donors discussed their decision with their family. That's the law here in Minnesota.
The first heart transplant at Abbott Northwestern Hospital was in 1985. Since then, procedures and success rates keep improving.
Hang in there, baby. Yeah, hearts are hard to come by.
Darian Ward, WCCO Television News, White Bear Lake.
But always nice to have around. Matt Balow is coming up next with the forecast. Now, he says that even if we don't hit 100 degrees tomorrow, it will still feel like it's about 110.
When I got my SATs back, I gave up getting into the college I wanted to go to.
Joy was a senior in high school when I found she had a severe focusing problem.
My doctor at iLab prescribed new glasses, and I wish I'd had them before the exam.
I suggested she retake her college boards with her new glasses. At iLab, doctors take every step to help you see better. 21 steps in all. Joy's score went up 300 points. And guess what?
I'm now a junior at Duke.
Now at iLab, buy 1 pair of glasses, get a second frame free. Push your body to the limit. Join Channel 4 at the U.S. Swim and Fitness Triathlon, Saturday, July 15th. Test your endurance against a world-class field of triathletes. Choose between an international or short course at Lake Nokomis. For complete race details and registration, stop by any Twin Cities U.S. Swim and Fitness. The ultimate test of endurance. Triathlon 89, Saturday, July 15th. Sponsored in part by WCCO Radio and Channel 4.
On WCCO Radio, we've got Boone and Erickson in the morning and Steve Cannon in the afternoon. So turn to WCCO AM Radio 830. We've got you coming and going.
Gang activity is growing in the Twin Cities, bringing drugs and crime to both suburban and inner-city neighborhoods. And the Minneapolis Police Department needs our help. If you have information about drug activity, please call this number today.
Up here, it's high-level stakes. And when bad weather hits, there's no room for errors.
Weather is a real factor. See, some of those beams weigh as much as 12,000 pounds. And it comes up, and all of a sudden you get a sudden gust of wind, and it spins that beam, and he's next to a column, it's going to smash him.
So when weather is the news, he turns to Weather Center 4's Mike Fairborn.
You can depend on what he says to actually make your job safer the next day.
Mike Fairborn and the Weather Center 4 team, keeping you ahead of the storm.
They were kicking up their heels in St. Louis Park today to raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. This is the 1989 Kickathon. Each kicker gathered pledges for each kick, and all the money raised goes for MD research. Fortunately, there were no kickies except for those boards, I guess.
If we could get them to kick the humidity out of the air, that'd be nice, probably.
Yes, that would be very pleasant, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to do it, and the humidity is going to be here for quite a while.
Nice rainstorm this morning, though, for people who like rainstorms.
Yes,
cool it
and
off nicely.
Lately, I think everybody kind of needed the rain, so good deal that we did get some of that rain. And some folks that were staying kind of cool, well, Dave Cheney found them, scuba divers, over near Worth Park, looking for fish, I think. I understand there are a few fish in that lake, but no one's able to catch them. But anyway, outside of the lake today, it was 89 in the Twin Cities. That's the day's high. 64 the low this morning. Those temperatures still above normal, and 0.43 of an inch of rain. fell out at the Twin Cities Airport. Currently, it is cloudy. The temperature 87. It feels 15 degrees warmer, though. The heat index right now 102. That's because the relative humidity is way up there at 63%. We have a south wind at 9 and the dew point 73. Unpleasant to be certain, and the barometer right now steady reads 29.88 inches. We had that rain, as Debbie mentioned earlier this morning. From last night, we had mostly clear skies, but some thunderstorms developed back in the Dakotas, dropped that rain across the state, kind of moved on pretty rapidly down into parts of southern Wisconsin, and now down into Illinois, where those thunderstorms are beginning to redevelop. Here's a look at the radar replay from last night at 8:30. Nothing on the way at that time. And in the late evening hours, we just had a few isolated showers moving down Interstate 94. But then about 3 o'clock, there it comes, the big rain shield across most of the central part of the state. In fact, by 6:15, everybody was getting lots of rain. Most of the heavier rain brushing the southwestern suburbs. Some of those thunderstorms waking up a few people right around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. A live shot right now within 120 miles of the Twin Cities showing no rain around here. We're getting a little rain right now back in central Wisconsin. That is pushing off towards the east, so it's not heading our way, and we're looking for possibly an isolated shower or two tonight with dew points in the 70s and temperatures near 90. You just can't rule that out. But everybody got some badly needed rain, and some people got more than others. Wheaton, 3 inches of rain overnight. Morris received more than 2 inches. Starbuck also received more than 2 inches. 1 3/4 inches at Litchfield. St. Cloud with 1/2 inch. We had 4700s here at WCCO. And so everybody got a little bit of it, and with that rain, some very muggy weather. Dew points. Remember last night at 6 o'clock, the dew point in the Twin Cities was at 49. Very comfortable, very easy to take, a nice evening. It's at 73 now, and dew points are 10 to 20 degrees higher across most of the 2/3 of northern Minnesota, and consequently, those higher dew points, of course, mean more moisture in the atmosphere, and these muggy conditions are expected to be here for the next at least couple of days. They're still getting lots of rain down in the southeast right now, and some of the thunderstorms with this muggy weather could be severe. A couple of severe thunderstorm watches are out for parts of Iowa, central Illinois, and also back into Indiana. This warm front that passed by and brought the rain last night has brought the muggy conditions now, and we're still going to be in the muggy section of this storm system tomorrow afternoon, and some of that heat is going to continue to be pulled up from the south, so that temperatures tomorrow will be over 100 in the southwest, and we'll be in the upper 90s here. Even if we don't make it to 100, it may feel like about 150, as dew points are still going to be very warm. So take it easy outside tomorrow. Be sure to drink plenty of liquids, non-alcoholic liquids, and dress light if you have to be outside for any length of time. Partly cloudy tonight, warm and very muggy. We'll have a low of 75, a south-southwest wind at 5 to 15. And then for tomorrow, the real bad news, mostly sunny, humid, and very hot. A high of 99, a south-southwest wind at 8 to 18. Then for tomorrow evening, a slight chance of a thunderstorm with a low of 72. And then as we move into the beginning of next week on Monday, it'll be partly cloudy. Won't be as hot, with a chance of some late afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 90. So still very warm, though. And for the period Tuesday through Thursday, we're looking for a chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday. And highs will be mainly in the mid to upper 80s, overnight lows in the 60s. A high tomorrow of 99. Doesn't sound quite as bad as 100, but it's only 1 degree.
But it'll feel hotter.
Yeah, it will, very much so.
Thanks a lot, Mick.
All right. It's down 2 in the men's final at Wimbledon. Ralph John Fritz with semifinal action and all the sports coming up in a moment.
I just cannot believe this.
Wow, I am totally freaked out.
Could this be a dream?
It's no dream. These people all won big money in the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Look at all the zeros.
And what am I going to do with all this glitter?
Now you can win $10 million if you stop what you're doing. Look for this house and enter the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. You'll be a millionaire if your number is announced on TV this August 3rd. The Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Believe me, believe in it.
If you're talking about it,
it was fascinating, really.
it's on. Donahue.
Having a baby? Is it all you thought it would be? Easier? Was it harder? An entire audience of very pregnant women tell what it's like to be pregnant. Morning sickness, swollen ankles, feeling the baby kick. They're all about being pregnant, and they'll talk about it from the audience next Donahue.
Monday at 8 on Channel 4.
It's an issue, really, uncovering the information on POWs and MIAs, not just from Vietnam, but from all wars. Well, you'd want to see somebody come back. There's too many people that are still missing that they haven't confirmed alive or dead. There's got to be some information on these people. Let's get it to the families so they don't, live in torment anymore. The ultimate would be to bring somebody home.
Got a double dose of bad news about the Twins.
It wasn't too long ago we were saying if only they could get to within 4 or 5 games by the All-Star break, they'd have a shot at it. Would you believe maybe 10 or 11 right at this point? They lost their 5th straight today, and they're perishing right before our very eyes, if you'll pardon the pun. It was Lance Parrish who hit a home run to beat the Twins last night, 5-2. Lance Parrish again today. It was scoreless in the 5th. Roy Smith for the Twins against Jim Abbott of the Angels. Bottom of the 5th, that's when Lance Parrish connected for his 10th home run of the year. A 2-run shot, that's all they needed. Final score was 4-1. One more chance tomorrow, an off day on Monday, and then, of course, the break for the All-Star game in Anaheim. Well, at Fenway Park in Boston this afternoon, New York's Mel Hall, as we will see here, taking a look at a couple of other scores. Mel Hall watches this one sail right over the right field wall. 3 in the 6th helped the Yankees beat Boston 7-5. This play coming up here by Boston's Mike Greenwell didn't help the Red Sox chances. Watch here. There's 1 out. There's a fly ball to center field. Greenwell thinks there are 2 outs, and he keeps right on a truckin', folks. Oh, no. Life's embarrassing moments. There was only 1 out, Mike. Greenwell is a perennial 300 hitter, but moves like that one can put you in the manager's doghouse in short order. Let someone take your hat off for you there, Mike. Those other scores, well, 1 other score. In the 9th inning, Texas and Oakland are 4-all. Darryl Strawberry with a home run and leading the Mets to an 8-3 win over Cincinnati this afternoon. Big blow here. But, or should I say, the big blows were struck following a pitch to the back here of former Twin Tim Tuffle. Watch this one. Right at the back, thrown by Rob Diddle of Cincinnati. Well, the usually mild-mannered Tuffle finally gets his breath, and then he can't get to the mound fast enough. Both benches cleared here. Tim says, that's enough, I've had it. And before it's over, 4 players were ejected, including Tim Tuffle and pitcher Rob Diddle. Now, what I can't understand is how do you pick 4 players out of this mess and then eject just 4? Bad feelings carried over till after the game when Darryl Strawberry and Juan Samuel of the Mets tried to get to the Reds' dressing room, and they wanted to continue the fight, but were intercepted by security guards. It went on and on and on. There was finally announced that there was no decision. Besides the Mets win, it was Houston over Montreal 3-2, and the Dodgers down the Cubs 8-2. It seems strange that the #1 ranked tennis player in the world for the last several years has never won a Wimbledon title, but that is a story for Ivan Lendl. He loses again. He lost to Boris Becker in the men's semifinals at Wimbledon today. Becker is the 2-time All-England champion. Looked at today in the first set, taking it away from Lendl 7-5. But in the 2nd and 3rd sets, it was Lendl who appeared hungry for a taste of tomorrow's breakfast at Wimbledon. With 3 sets gone, Lendl was 1 set away from victory.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you.
But a rain delay cooled Lendl's hot hand, opening the door for the West German Becker to take the last 2 sets in a trip to his 4th final in the last 5 years. So after 4 hours, Boris Becker defeats #1 ranked Ivan Lendl 7-5, 6-7, 2-6, 6-4, and 6-3. The women's final was scheduled for this afternoon, but postponed due to rain. It will take place tomorrow with Steffi Graf going against Martina Navratilova. And in a rematch of last year's men's final, as we said, Boris Becker will face defending champion Stefan Edberg. Well, there are many ways to stay active in sports at any age these days. And for one 59-year-old lady, the sport is baseball. The job is unique. And Mike Max tells us more.
Baseball. It's a popular pastime in Minnesota these months. Players love to play it, coaches love to coach it, while others play an important role without ever being involved on a team.
Here's a lady who's never swung a bat, never thrown a pitch, but she's one of the more integral parts of amateur baseball in the state of Minnesota.
Good afternoon, Northwest Umpires.
Meet Evelyn Rogge. She's the assignment secretary for Northwest Umpires Association. Her job from May through August is to make sure 5,500 baseball games are covered with 128 different umpires. It's an occupation that demands time.
Well, this job is a 7-day, 18-hour, 16-hour-a-day job. Phone rings from 7 in the morning till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
For coaches and umpires in the area, she's the voice on the phone, trying to keep everyone happy.
They called regarding a game on Sunday. They're going to change it to 6 o'clock, and they're going to play at the high school instead of over at Donaldson.
A rare night off is spent with her husband, watching the people she works with. She gives much and asks little in return.
I guess I get the reward when I hear some of the coaches and managers and league directors and so forth say, you know, things are going fine, you do a good job and that kind of stuff. I guess that's a reward.
And everyone that works with Evelyn is rewarded with their presence.
That'll be all right with you? All right, that'll be great.
Mike Max, WCCO Television Sports, reporting.
Me and the girls are going to have like some kind of awesome day. I got Kentucky Fried Chicken's new summer fun pack. 10 pieces of original recipe chicken made with 11 herbs and spices, large mashed potatoes and gravy, lots of coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits, all for a cool $11.99. After we eat, I'm going to kick back, catch a few rays. And some waves.
Cross the road for Kentucky Fried Chicken's new $11.99 summer fun pack.
Beginning Sunday on the 10 p.m. report, journey into communist China. Al Austin and the WCCO news team explore life in Beijing after the massacre in Tiananmen Square. For 2 weeks, they traveled undercover throughout China. From Shanghai to the Great Wall, they talked with the people of China about the student uprising, democracy, and their desire to come to America. Hear their story in WCCO Inside China, beginning Sunday on the 10 p.m. report, Channel 4.
Be a wheel watcher. Be a wheel watcher.
We're going to play some more now.
Join the fun with Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights on Channel 4.
The canyon, the island, and the mountain caves. 3 learning landscapes for your child. I'm Dr. Margie Hogan, inviting you to the Children's Museum at Bandana Square for Habitat, a new and permanent exhibit for infants and toddlers. Habitat is visual, oral, physical, and it will challenge youngsters during an important time in their lives. Best of all, Habitat is for you and for your child. Habitat, from the Children's Museum and Channel 4.
Their mission was to explore new worlds, to seek out new civilizations, and boldly go where no one has gone before.
But today they got to go there. It's the annual Star Trek convention, a chance for fans of the science fiction classic to get together. And today, William Shatner, the man who led the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, was in Bloomington to greet the more than 1,000 Star Trek fans who know him as Captain James T. Kirk. Shatner's visit was only one of the attractions at the Star Trek convention, a place where Trekkies feel at home, although some might not take the whole thing just a bit too far.
Thanks for joining us. See you.
I know some people are that.
At its absolute peak of sweetness, Bird's Eye corn goes from this package to this. 4 individual portions, ready in 2 minutes. Portion pack, new from Bird's Eye, the pickiest people in the field. Bird's Eye allows only the sweetest, most tender peas to go from this package to this. 4 individual portions ready in 2 minutes. Portion pack, new from Bird's Eye, the pickiest people in the field.
Nothing looks better than a clean car, but nothing runs better than a clean engine. At FINA, our high-octane super unleaded gasoline with FINA 1 detergent keeps your engine running clean. So you get all the get-up-and-go you need when you're ready to get up and go. Doesn't your car deserve a friend? Your car's got a friend at FINA. Right now, get a free FINA Secura-Tag keychain while supplies last.
Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan in a comedy about love.
Someone is staring at you in personal growth.
About life.
I'm gonna be 40!
When?
Someday!
In 8 years.
And fresh produce.
Greg?
A new Rob Reiner comedy.
I'll roll down the window.
When Harry Met Sally. Rated R.
Starts Wednesday at the Cooper Theater.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This studio filled with